Hi, I'm Winnard from 10 Science. Today, I'm going to tell you a story from my hometown. The title is Fatu Atuni, or in English is Human Stone. According to the story, in the ancient times in the kingdom of Amnatun, precisely in the central south of Timor Regency, was in power a rich king. The king was named Usif Banmeni. Usif Banmeni had many cows, horse, and pet goats. Because of that, there were many shepherd children. Many of them shepherd. There are two shepherds named Neno and Fai. Neno and Fai special task is grazing Usif Banmeni goats. One day, several herds of goats disappeared. Then Neno and Fai came out of the forest looking for the goats. Then they arrived at a river called the Tumut River. This river is the natural boundary between the southern Amnatun subdistrict and the northern Amnatun subdistrict. After crossing the river, torrential rains fall. Lime and lightning flash and connect as if splitting the earth. They began to feel cold, hungry, and scared. Fortunately, in the darkness of the twilight, there appeared a small lopo. The hall, or traditional house of the Timor people, was conceived with a single door. The lopo was called Umik Bubu. Then Neno and Fai ran towards the lopo. Goosebumps, they remembered the fairy tale they often heard about Bilana grandma. Bilana was an evil grandmother who devoured humans. But while they took the grandmother head gently, she and greet Neno and Fai. The old grandmother face looked happy and smiling. Unlike the image of grandmother, cruel and bad face, the grandmother invited the two children in and asked, "Where do you want to go?" Neno and Fai answered in unison, "We are looking for the missing Usif Banmeni gods." Then both of them entered and took refuge in the lopo. The grandmother then asked all kinds of things to Neno and Fai. While they were conversing, sleepless they were not the grandmother, was Jinbelana grandmother. Seeing the Neno and Fai firstly, the grandmother Jinbelana immediately closed the lopo's door. The view of Neno and Fai was full so that the grandmother Jinbelana looked friendly and the stone cave entered into lopo. After a while, Neno and Fai woke up. They were surprised by the same dream to immediately escape. The disaster then was befalling. They were very shocked and frightened because the lopo they entered turned out to be a rock cave with a terrible atmosphere. No more. Both of them then tried to crawl out, but the door or the cave was closed slowly. Both were led because, with difficult crawling to reach the door of the cave, it turned out that the stone door was closed tightly. There was only a small hole. Both of them began to realize that they had been trapped by Grandma Lana. Then they screamed hysterically and cried so much. Their hands were removed from the hole while asking help, but the expected help never arrived. Finally, they were exhausted, screaming, and their crying weakened. Meanwhile, in the Sonaf or Usif Banmeni place, there was panic because the two god herders never returned. Then Usif Banmeni ordered the people to write Neno and Fai. After asking here and there, no one knew where Neno and Fai were to go along the Tumut River, because it was very likely that the two children had been carried away by the flood last night. When they arrived near the stone cave, they then heard yells that were faint. They then gathered around the cave and tried to help the two poor children. This finding was later reported to Unsif Banmeni. General Banmeni then ordered all of his people to bring equipment to split the stone, but the stone turned out be too hard. The effort was in vain. Meanwhile, the voice of two children weakened and finally stopped. Has suffocated. After a brief discussion, Neno and Fai hands were cut as evidence. Then, with a traditional ceremony, the hands of the two children were buried next to the stone cave. The burial was round and the marks were still seen today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.